Welcome to Palm Bay Live, celebrating 1 year in business.
Take this opportunity Kevin's given me to say thank you. Thank you for instilling a trust in me, to selecting me, choosing me to be the next mayor of this great city we call Palm Bay. I really appreciate the opportunity. I won't let you down. I'll serve you through God, honor, and integrity. May God bless you. May God keep you. May God continue to bless our great city, Palm Bay. Hoorah.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the
Good evening, Miss Alfie. Welcome to the show. Good evening, Palm Bay. Welcome to Palm Bay Live. This is our second interview for the Palm Bay City Council Seat 5. Welcome. Good evening, sir.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Good evening, Mr. Kevin. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate you having us on this program. And I think it's a good program to get our word out there to the citizen, and we're looking forward to it. Yes, sir.
Okay, great.
And good
So, sir,
night to the audience. Yes.
great, awesome. Good night again to the audience. Welcome. And yeah, we're going to get this thing started. We're going to see what Mr. Alfie has for us. He is running for seat 5, as you know, to fill the vacant seat that was left vacant by our former city councilman, Jeff Bailey. And so we will have some series of questions, and hopefully, please like and share this video. Please like and share this video to the different Facebook profile, Palm Bay, uh, different Palm Bay pages, etc. That way we can get the word out about this special election. In fact, a lot of folks are not aware about the special election, and that is happening on March 8th. The debates will be on March 23rd, and we will have a full house for that, and it will be a full evening of
It's
excitement. And
February 20.
February 23rd. February 23rd. Thank you for that correction. February 23rd will be the debates. So that is in 2 weeks. Next week, we'll have Mr. Moore on the program. He will be interviewing with me next week. And also next week, prior to Mr. Moore's interview, we'll run an interview with Mr. Filberto. That will be a tape interview from a past 2020 election cycle. That will be played next week as well. So welcome to the program again. And then for those who are joining us, please like this video, share this video on your Facebook page to your friends. Have them join us so we can have a conversation with Mr. Alfie. We can ask him questions as to why he's running for the seat and what he plans to do if he does get elected to the seat. So please help me spread the word, because not a lot of folks know that we have an election that's coming up. Okay, again, welcome to Palm Bay Live, and please introduce yourself to the viewers.
Yes. Good night again. I'm Alfred Agari, a very long time resident of this great city, Palm Bay, and I've been here for like 36 years. I came here in 1985. And ever since I've been here, I've been working for like 10 years with different contractors and trucking companies in the same category of business that I'm doing. And then for the past 26 years, 1995, I start my own business. I have multiple businesses in this community. So I look at myself as a business leader in our great city, Palm Bay. So I think I would be a good candidate for this position. I got 8 kids and 13 grandkids living in the city, and it gives me the effort and the mind to protect the city. That when these kids come of age, they can have a pleasant city to be proud of, and that's my objective. For the past couple of years, I decided to participate in this campaigning and this office, because as a mayor or a city council, we can make good decisions for the city well-being. And I look forward to be on this dais and assist for some business decision on this part. Yes, sir.
Awesome, sir. Thank you for that introduction. You ran for mayor in 2020, and you remember that election cycle. I interviewed you back then. Why did you choose to run for city council this time around?
Well, in my eyes, a city council and a mayor is pretty much the same task, because you pretty much have 5 council member on that dais. The mayor is the chairperson, but is also reflect as council number 1, because you have council number 2, council number 3, council number 4, and council number 5. So he's a council in any case, although he's the chairperson on the dais. So it's okay for me to run as a council member. It's fine, because we're pretty much making pretty much the same decision. Yes, sir.
Okay. As a business owner in the city of Palm Bay, do you have any contracts with the Palm Bay at the present time that we should know about?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got a contract with them, and I'm a vendor for the city of Palm Bay. This contract is many, many years ago and coming along. So I didn't even thought of it of any anything. It should be fine. Thank you.
So there's no conflict of interest that we should know about.
No, sir. I don't think. I don't think. In my eyes, it should be fine.
Okay, so how will you separate your business duties away from the as a as a city councilman, away from away from what you do as in your business? How do
Well,
you separate that?
I got yeah. So my kids are involved in my business, and they are reputable and capable of taking care of business. So I'm
So they
not
will
worried.
take over. They will
Yes,
take over if you won the race.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, awesome. All right. Um, so questions from the audience. If you have questions for Mr. Alfie, you can post them in the chat and I'll be able to bring them up on screen so you can answer them. Okay. So how will your business acumen support Palm Bay in general? How will you use your business acumen to support Palm Bay and help
Well,
it grow?
the business had grown over the years, and with great accomplishment. This business, especially the trucking business, we hired anywhere between 20 to 30 owner operator with trucks every day, and at least we have drivers for ourselves. We have office people for ourselves, that we have on the payroll. But most of those companies is owner operator, and they actually have an entity as a subcontractor to our business. But we provide the work and we dispatch the units to the job.
Okay. Um, Staying on the topic of business, do you think business are being treated fairly in the city of Palm Bay right now? Since you're a business owner, can you tell us from your point of view? Do you think business owners are being treated fairly?
Yes, they've been treated fairly, in a sense. One of the main problem we have presently is the zoning and whatever uses you're allowed, and the code enforcement sometimes penalize you unnecessarily and stuff like that. But the main thing is business has been practiced in a good way, and everything seemed to be fine. We're a business, and in my eyes they are trying. I've been to the council meeting several times, and they're trying their best to get other businesses in the city, but I don't think they are doing it in the right approach or working as hard as it should, because we need a lot more commercial business here. The present business here in the city, are running pretty good, but it's not enough to maintain our city expenses.
Okay. Um, okay. Let me ask you about taxes. I think the last fellow that I have on the show, Mr. Backer, we talked about taxes and we asked him about taxes, and I think he responded that he thinks taxes are fair game pretty much. So let me ask you, are you committed to not raising taxes in the city of Palm Bay?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's one of the last thing I would would even try to raise, because I have a lot of properties in Palm Bay, and it would affect me big time personally. So I'm not interested in that. And then in Palm Bay, what's one of the biggest problem in Palm Bay? You don't have much resources, like other companies, like commercial businesses, to get people employed, and a lot of the people here are just kind of going hand to mouth, in a sense where they are not able to have a bunch of expense. Sometimes I query some of the expenses. Up to the other day, I was at the council meeting, and the FPNL came and make a proposal to the city, that they're gonna be doing some upgrade on the power lines, the power lines that run in the backyard of residents.
Mhm.
And I make it clear. I get up and I make it clear that let's hope none of this cost of upgrading gonna affect the citizen, because I got quite a few properties that the power line run in the back also. and they are, well, the council was pretty excited about it, but the main thing is the expense. They're trying to get a 10 by 10 piece of your property to put a box, and they want it for free. And knowing some of these company, they beat the bush, and then they come back around and charge you another $3-4 on your bill, and 90% of the customer don't even realize it. Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Stay with FPNL for a second. What are your thoughts on improved street lighting in the city of Palm Bay? There's a lot of areas where it's pitch dark when you drive around. What would your plans entail to kind of try to sway bringing more street lightnings from FPNL and so on?
Yeah, that's very important, especially on that new parkway, and a lot of the rural roads. Citizens complain. They complain that they can't even see their driveway when they come on to at night, and this is very important, especially for ladies working late and double shift and all that good stuff. They come home and feel safe to go home. So street lights are very important. Safety, infrastructure and safety is the two main thing that to keep the citizen comfortable in our city. And street lights, the traffic lights need at quite a few intersections, because I'm at a council meeting and a lot of citizens complain about that. Stop sign, all these things need to be addressed, because we have to get our citizens pretty safe, because we have a lot of elderly citizens in our neighborhood.
Okay, let me take a few questions from the audience before I go back to my line of questioning. Let's see. Miss Marcia Williams asks, if you get elected, what are your plans for the city? That's a good question. That's on like my question. One of my questions is too as well. So go ahead, try to tackle that. What are your plans?
Well, the main plan for the city right now is to make sure we have revenue coming in the city. The city is like a business, and I think we have to make sure we have income coming in that we can take care of stuff, because we need, like, I would like to set up a task force, or a committee that can attract investor, to do commercial business, especially in our city. We need a few restaurants in our city, because I'm a big family, and we had to go to Melbourne, West Melbourne, even Orlando, to have a good get together where restaurants and relaxation is concerned, and we need to stop that. So right now we need to put more of these kind of businesses, commercial business, so it will generate revenue for our city, and it will generate employment for our city also. And restaurants and stuff will keep the citizen and the visitors that visit our city, keep them in the city, spending in the city, that we can get that revenue from it.
Thank you. And for those who are just joining us, please like and share this video. The more you like this video, the better it off is for me and the user city, because we're trying to get the word out that these interviews are happening. A lot of folks do not know that we have a special election that's coming up on March 8th. A lot of folks are still in the dark. So please like and share this. We want to be able to get at least 100 plus on this by the February 23rd for the debates. We want to get the word out that this is happening, because I talk to folks in the street and folks are highly they're unaware that we have a special election coming up. I'm very afraid that we're going to have a very low voter turnout on March 8th. Very afraid of that. And so we please spread the word, share this video multiple times to different platforms so we can get the word out that this is happening. I invested a lot in trying to get the word out on my own, to try to get folks know that, there's an election coming up. And so I don't see the other folks doing it as much. And I'm concerned. I'm very concerned. So I'm hoping that we're doing the right thing by having this election at this point in time. But let's get the word out. It's happening. We can't turn back the clock. So let's get the word out so we can have a good turnout for our local elections. Our city spend a lot of money on this, so let's make sure it is we get a good outcome. All right, sir. Back to my question before I go to another one here. Um, do you think party matters? Because I get this a lot in when I do these interviews. Folks always bring up party. Um, do you think party matters when it comes to our election? Do you think the charter should be changed in order to involve Democrat versus Republican, independent, etc. in our elections? Do you think that should be a situation for Palm Bay right now?
No, sir. I totally disagree with that because, you know, even the paperwork, when we fill that paperwork, it clearly stated a non-party affiliated position. It's just like a judge. A judge is a non-party affiliation because even if he had a party preference, he have to keep it to himself. You don't want to go to a court and charge a Democrat a crime for 20 years and charge a Republican the same crime for 5 years. So you have to be very, neutral with this position because we want to treat all our citizens the same way. I don't want to have a citizen complain and we turn back against them because that's one of the things I have on my knowledge here is we have so much unserved
Mm-hmm.
or underserved citizen where they will come with a complaint even sometime at the council meeting. I'm there and we have 5 people complaining about an issue. I think, 5, 10 people. I think, the council should table this situation and make it do a workshop on it or do some more publication. But just kind of turn you back on these 10 citizens and pass it anyway. It kind of, to me, it reflect bad because it's like we are. I would say we have an underserved citizen walking away feeling negatively impacted of the situation. So sometimes, we have to really concern about that, and we have to treat our citizens equally. Everybody need to be treated equally. The homeless, the veteran, the seniors, it doesn't matter. The minor, we got to treat them all good because, that children topic is very important because the kids of today is the men and women tomorrow. And the men and women today is going to be the elderly tomorrow. So we have to treat them with respect and be as kind as possible to them. Yes, sir.
Thank you for that answer, sir. Let's go back to the audience and see what other questions we can pull up here. Um, this is from Mr. Jim Smallwood. What are the top 3 issues you see facing Palm Bay now, and how would you resolve them?
Well, it's more than 3 things, but anyway, 3 is fine because as I said, we have to do the infrastructure is important, the safety, the police, the fire department are important. City water and sewer is important also. And one of the main things to get all these things in a practical way, we have to make sure we generate some commercial revenue in our city. We have 60% of our property, of our land mass is undeveloped. And we need to encourage more businesses, commercial businesses. Houses are fine, and a lot of time the houses seems to be affordable, and that's the impression you get when the contractor started. But when it's all said and done, it's back to square one. It's the same expensive pricing and everything like that. So the main solution for our city, I think, is commercial entity. We need to generate more revenue to take care of the infrastructure of our city, that we can be safe. The police department is equipped properly. The fire department is equipped properly. Um, we complain about the septic system and the well, but at the same time, most of our city is still not equipped with sewer and city water. The city need to, in my eyes, the city need to invest in these streets. I bought a property recently, and I was surprised that this property on Malabar Road, right there on Garvey, it doesn't have sewer and city water. And I was surprised because I thought it did. And when I go to the council meeting, they're complaining about you know pretty much mandatorily citizen to get sewer because the septic system is polluting the ground and the water table and the St. John's River and all this kind of good stuff. But it's not available at some places. So a lot of things need to be addressed. And the traffic lights, as you said before, street lights, all these need improvement. Roads and proper sidewalk for the school kids. There's a lot of things, but the main thing is you have to have income coming in to take care of all these businesses. All these infrastructure need to take care of. Yes, sir.
Okay, great answer, sir. Let's see. Um, okay, Miss Crystal, we already answered that about the property taxes. What else we have going on here? Um, okay, another question from Miss Marcia. Are you willing to work with other candidates regardless of their political affiliations?
Yes, for sure. Because as I said, the political, arena. I had mentioned it in the council meeting a few meetings ago. Because this is one of my thing. I'm saying we have to treat all our citizens the same way. It doesn't matter your party affiliated. Um, party is one thing, but the person is the other. You have to have a love and passion for your city, a love and caring heart for the people of your city to really have this portfolio. Because if you're thinking of party when you're on the dais, it's just not right because people are gonna get mistreated. Yes, sir.
Okay, great, sir. Thank you for the answer. Let's see. Miss Crystal is thinking about food. She asked, "Can you vote to bring Hardee's to Palm Bay?" All right. That's going to be a business decision by the corporate folks at Hardee's. They're going to have to find out whether or not they want to come to Palm Bay, have to do their studies.
Well, well,
If-
well, well. One of the things, Mr. Kevin, is as I was saying before, we definitely need some commercial business in a restaurant because every time I have to go on on 192 buy Red Lobster, we don't even have a Red Lobster in our city, and it's bad because you have visitors. I got visitors coming from Miami, Fort Lauderdale, all over the place, up north sometime, and then
Here's another question for you. Let's respond on that. If they do come, where would we put them? Malabar is pretty much packed right now. So where would
right.
we put them? Where would you say, is there a special zone that you say, okay, let's dedicate this area, whether it be Babcock or further down Malabar, to restaurants? Where will we put them? Where would you entertain that?
Well, we could set up a restaurant neighborhood, even right there by Malabar Road and Emerson. They just doing a housing development back there. That's a little bit west of Emerson, behind that Wawa gas station. They're doing a big development right there with housing.
Mhm.
And it's got a lot of frontage for commercial, but there are places, even this new place on Babcock Street, where they're putting in by the parkway. Maybe they're going to be doing that in the future because I think on the plan, the comprehensive plan they were putting together, I'd mentioned that era to be pretty nice. But I don't know if it's 10 years from now or 50 years from now because I've been over by the Bayfront era for I will say 20 years, at least 20 years or 25 years, 23 years. And ever since I came, I got getting a flyer in the mail that we're gonna have a Bayfront development and a downtown Palm Bay right there. And as I said, 20 years later, it's still no move. So, these are some of the things that need to address or make the move. I don't know what holds it up so long, but I am, getting to the point where I'm gonna start doing some development on that side of town myself personally because I have a few property over there. But
So
some of the
you
thing is,
would
we
you
gotta get.
would you inquire about bringing probably giving one of those lots that you have over that side to a Hardee's chain or to a Chick-fil-A or whatever
Yeah,
restaurant you
no,
the
that's fine. That's fine.
consumers
If
will
they
want?
if they want to come by and give me a fair market price for one of them, that's fine.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
let them have it because we got some on the main, and I got a gas station the right hand US one also. I was thinking of selling it too, but I'm from the old school. I like to hang on what you got.
Okay. So let me ask you something, sir. Are you willing, say you, God forbid, you lost this election, are you willing to still work with council to try to, these ideas that you have to try to, expound on them to see what we can do for the city to help it grow and achieve its full potential? Are you committed?
Exactly, sir.
Are you
Ex-
committed to
ex-
doing that?
yes, sir. Because most of these meetings they have with the comprehensive plan and thing, I'm there. You can ask any one of the council member or the mayor. They saw Alfie there, and I got a few suggestions. But what I like, God give you 2 ears and one mouth, so I try to listen twice as much that I talk. And that's my idea about life. So a lot of times I'll have the ideas and stuff, and I put it across. I offer it all the time, and that's me. I am not going no place. I gotta told you, my immediate family is 21, 22 of us living here in Palm Bay, and I'm invested enough. I don't think I'm going no more place. I'm gonna be here for the rest of my time.
Okay. Former City Councilman Brian Anderson asks, not too long ago, mandatory water sewer hookup ordinance was before the council. Ultimately, it didn't pass, but it could be brought back up. Where do you stand on mandatory hookups?
I'm not the person to agree with mandatory situation. I think every citizen have a right to, and this is the rules that we live in, and that's why we came to this country. It's the land of the free and the brave. So the thing is, mandatory. I don't think it's necessary, but our job as citizens, I am as a city or the council, we need. I would suggest to put the utility department need to invest in the piping and the insulation of these accessible lines on all the streets, possibly even 90%, 80, 75%, and make those accessible, because people, they might get in a bind where the septic is backing up or giving some problem and they have to go redo it. Because most of the houses in Palm Bay that have septic, after maybe 10, 15 years, and some even before then, it get clogged up because it wasn't done properly. Some of the contractor didn't use the right sand to make it percolate properly and stuff like that. So it's backed up. So if the system was available, maybe the property owner would have just say, well, you know what, let me just go ahead and hook it up with the sewer system. But it is not. So they have to spend another, I don't know, $8,000, 6,000, whatever the case is, to put a new septic system in it. But I'm not really into the monetary kind of thing. No, no, sir.
Okay, great. Good to know your point of view on that. Um, let's see what else we have. Mr. Lockwood, thank you for joining us, sir. You always have some nice questions here. Future infrastructure plans. Our city is busting at the seams with the new residents and our major thoroughways are in desperate need of widening and new traffic signals, etc. What are your plans for future road growth? What are you going to do about these roads, bro? We are growing tremendously.
Well, yeah, that's a very good point, and I agree that anytime we have any kind of development, we have to think about expansion in roads, safety is very important. And next thing we have to look at probably another school. And these are some of the things we have to put in the plan while you're doing the development. But most of the time, it goes differently, and they overlook all these kind of thing. It's just like when you're paving a road, you're gonna widen a road. You need more retention areas to accumulate the excess water that's going to run off from a bigger pavement. So people, some of the government system and the public work department, they overlook these things, and later on we have the guys down the street flooding out their homes because we just put in a new road and we widen the road. But we have to put this in a serious plan to expand the road. Malabar Road, even Palm Bay Road, probably need another 2 lanes pretty soon. It's pretty much impossible to get through in the afternoon from say Deary Road or say Babcock Street, heading west on Palm Bay Road to Minton Road. It's a nightmare. Malabar Road the same. Most of the roads are the same. We have like probably 10,000 new residents in our city for the past couple of years.
Malabar Road, that stretch is the state pretty much is in charge of that road, correct?
Yes, well, the state in charge of most of the major road like US 1, Babcock Street, Malabar Road, even Palm Bay Road. They have a lot into it because they are the main. It's a DOT street, but the city has to put all these requests up, in time and notices, and kind of put it across. It don't happen overnight. You have to put it in the making and wait for the process. But
Something that a future councilman Alfie will be working on.
yes, sir. Yeah, definitely. It needed. It needed. You just can't get by. It's frustrating.
Okay, great. Thank you, sir. All right. How long have you been a resident of Palm Bay?
Well, I've been a resident here since 1985. I came to this city. I see a lot of movements, a lot of growth, a lot of improvements. When I came here first, I can remember one thing was remarkable. By Malabar Road and Mitten Road, it was only a flashing light right there. And west of Mitten Road was like a shell road. It wasn't paved as yet.
Okay.
So I see quite a bit. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I know you answered that a couple of times about being here since 1985. Yeah, that's a long time. All right, sir. What do you think about Palm Bay's current attempt to change charter regarding special elections and taking away the voice of the people? Just approved at last night's charter review meeting to go to council, and if approved, put on ballots for November. So apparently, this was just passed through the charter committee. So, what are your thoughts on this?
I totally disagree. I totally disagree. It's just like the other day when a motion was made to select someone for this position. I was disagree on that because this position is a elected position, and it need to be elected to be replaced, and that in my eyes, that is just the rights of the people. It's so disappointing to know that somebody was elected and resigned, and then you have one or two people just going to pick somebody and put in place. I think that was a wrong thing to do. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Miss Jane Jackson, or for that question. Let's see. Another question from Miss Jennifer. If elected, how will you encourage multicultural minority citizens to be more involved in our city, business, politics, local community events, etc.?
Well, that is up my alleyway. That is up my stream because let me tell you, I have a non-profit organization too. It's called WICCS. I had get a first prize with the Christmas light parade in the city of Palm Bay because my job or my duty in this city presently is to promote multicultural, culture in a whole, sports of all kind, because we're from the Caribbean and we have a lot of different sports there, in a sense like cricket and well, the United States we are playing a lot of soccer these days too, but back in the days it was an English sport, and we try to promote all these sports and cultural activity. I just participate in the multicultural event that the Palm Bay City and the Chamber had put on, and we did well. We have two, three different presentation, and we provide some Indian cuisine dishes, and we serve it free of cost as a sample, just to, spread culture and multicultural, because Palm Bay is one of the most diverse city in Brevard, I think, and we have to treat everybody in a good way, in an equal way, and let they feel comfortable to stay in Palm Bay, make it develop in the right way, and so on and so forth. So I agree to really encourage multicultural event in our city. Yes, sir.
Great, thank you. If individuals are just joining the live, do me a favor, please hit the like button, share the video to multiple different platforms that you can share it to. We need to get the word out that is a special election on March 8th. We need to get the word out because a lot of folks are unaware that there is a special election happening in Palm Bay on March 8th. And so there is going to be a debate on February 23rd at 8 p.m. And we are going to be, hopefully, I'm putting together a good program. And if I need you guys to show up, please, please, please. We need at least 100 plus bodies in on this live on the 18th. I'm sorry, on the 8th. I don't know why I'm getting the dates mixed up. On the 8th of March. On the 23rd of February, sorry, the 23rd of February. So make sure, please spread the word. The 23rd of February, we will have these debates, and these are going to be a packed house. All the candidates will be here for the interview. Now, for the debates, we will not be doing live questions. All your questions need to arrive to me a week prior to the event so we can sort through them. I have one person that is helping me putting all the questions together, and so we can put them out in a different format so that way the moderator can go through them smoothly, because sometimes we have multiple questions of the same thing. So we want to make sure we have enough time to go through those questions. So please send me your questions to palmbaylive@gmail.com. That's palmbaylive@gmail.com. That is where you're going to send your questions for the candidates. Okay. So please, please, please send your questions for the candidates to palmbaylive@gmail.com, and then we will be able to address them. So send them to me before the event on February 23rd. So that was just a short little commercial. So let's break for commercial really fast so we can remind them of the events. Mr. Alfie, then we'll come back to a line of questioning.
Thank you.
Please join us on February 2nd, 9th, and 16th for a round of Palm Bay Live interviews for the upcoming special election on March 8th. And join us on February 23rd at 8 p.m. for the final debate, the debate that will set the stage for the March 8th election. Come hear what the candidates have to say. Join us, won't you? Okay, great. So we're back. So that's your reminder. Please, please, please show up on the 23rd for those debates. And let's go back to our questioning, sir. Let's see where we left off here. A lot of folks in the comments section seem to be liking you, sir. So that's a good thing. Let's see. Mr. Lockwood asks, would you budget more money for infrastructure?
Well, the infrastructure really need more money, but as I was saying, the money need to come in to the system, and right now we probably would have to keep it the way it is, just to make sure we set up, some commercial entity. I have to emphasize without income, you can't do infrastructure, because infrastructure is basically is not a thing to generate income. We have to do get business coming in, get some revenue. I am thinking maybe the public work department. I would suggest that the public work department bid some of the jobs that the city had, because it could be a entity where they could do some of the job and charge the city from the general funds or where the fund is coming from, and actually run their department and generate profit that they could put back in the general fund and stuff like this. But a lot of improvement need in our city, a lot of improvement need. But where the money coming from? We can get some grant, and I think the city, staff is working on some grants and stuff right now. Nothing is free in this world. So we sometimes, as a city, you get penalized in many different direction when you get these federal grant. The federal grant always have some side effect too. But I wouldn't say I would go ahead and upgrade that budget so far. We got to know how the general budget is first. Thank you.
Okay, great, sir. Thank you. Thank you. If I'm missing your questions, do me a favor, just go ahead and retype them or just copy and paste them over that way, because I'm running a one-man show, so I may miss some of them. Let's see. I want to try to see if you can address as many as possible. Let's see. Again, Mr. Lockwood asks, would you require new developments to put money to the new road issues? I think he's more likely asking if a development is coming in and they're setting up shop down at the end of Emerson, for example, hypothetically, that road leading up to that development, would you require them to do something about it?
Well, most definitely. Most of these projects, even the housing development and any kind of commercial entity, it's always important to put this in the site plan arrangement, because what had happened is you're going to need a turn lane to enter into your commercial entity, and to be safe, you have to put a turn lane, you got to put a stop sign, you got to put a traffic light. It just depending on where the structure is going up. So when staff putting in the site plan approval and stuff like these, they need to make sure that they do a good survey on what it actually need for the safety of our citizens' well-being, and secondly, for the future development of that area. So definitely, these developer has to shoulder, some of these kind of expenses. Yes, sir.
Okay, here's another question. Former Councilman Brian Anson asks, council is more than 2 meetings a month. It's vital as the biggest city that you are part of the other county activities, for example, TPO, MPO, TDC, and the Space Coast League of Cities. Do you have time to vote to these cities matters? And I think the context of the question is because you seem to be a very busy man. You have a multiple business running. Will you have time to devote to these other meetings as needed?
Well, definitely. Once you see, the thing is, once I got the portfolio or the responsibility, I'll make plans to take care of it. I've been volunteering for the city for maybe 12 years or better. I was on the Park and Rec Advisory Board, I was on the Community Development Advisory Board, and I'm currently on the Code Enforcement Board. And you can check any one of those lists if I ever been absent. And if I do absent, it may be one time in 5, 6 years. I am very busy. I actually got 3 different businesses in the city. I have a non-profit organization also, and I participate in any one of these cultural or multicultural event that happening in our city. I go on the float parade. As I said, we just came first in the Christmas light parade, and I still get along with my business. So whatever, and once the task comes up, I make sure I make arrangement and make preparation to make everything work. So I don't have a problem with that. Yes, sir.
Okay, great, sir. Thank you for the answer. Um, so do you have a website where people can learn more about you currently?
Yeah, I got a website. Well, the one I had for the mirror, um, that was kind of scrapped up, honestly. So we didn't really put on another website as such. We just stick with the like email. We have a couple emails, and we have the Facebook page and stuff like that. I didn't even really go ahead and do the any more website. No, sir.
Okay, great. Um, have you attended? I know you mentioned it. So, how many of the meetings for the comprehensive plan have you attended? And
Well,
what are you, and then expand on it and tell me what are your thoughts based on the meeting that you went to?
yeah, I went to like maybe four or five, probably four. Yeah, I went to one at the Ted Whitlock Center. I went to one over there by Port Malabar there, and I went to two at the council, city council. Well, the plan is there, and it basically focusing down there by that Malabar Road exit with the parkway right there by Malabar Road. That's gonna be the Emerald City of Palm Bay, and as I said, I don't know when really it's gonna come to light, and let's hope it's not like downtown Palm Bay at the Bayfront development. But I even see, the plan. It looks real nice. They have it on a slideshow, and if that comes to pass, it's gonna be a really nice community that we can all admire in our city. But I honestly I don't know when it's gonna come about. Other things, like even the road and the road band, all of these are in the plan. Different widening of the road. Malabar Road need to be widened, and fire station. There's quite a few things coming up in the plan, and it looks good. It pronounced good. I don't know when it's gonna be mature. That's the problem. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I've seen the plans for the Emerald City, and it is beautiful. It is a beautiful facility. Oh wow, I can't wait for that to come to pass, and I hope I'm not walking with a cane at that point in time when it comes to pass. I want to be able to enjoy it, but it's going to be a beautiful establishment when it does happen. Uh,
Yes, sir.
I think it's going to bring Palm Bay, really, really, really bring Palm Bay to light. Folks will really put Palm Bay on a different map. Okay, let me see. Did I miss any questions, folks? We're coming close to the end of the program. I just want to make sure. Miss Marcia Williams did ask this, but I think we addressed it. I'm not sure. What about the roads? There's a lot of potholes. Well, we have the road bond is working, and so um,
Well, well, honestly, the road bond is not responsible for potholes.
okay.
Yes,
So she probably talking about the
maintain.
maintenance. Okay, so
Yeah, yes, sir.
give us your thoughts on that.
No, that's very important. That is very, very important to maintain it, just like your car. You go buy a new car, you pay for it, you got a loan, but you got to maintain it to have the use of it. And this is what happened to the roads, because if you turn your back on the maintenance of our road, it's gonna be just like it was 5 years ago. So it is important. We had some funds that supposed to be allocated for road maintenance. I think it was like probably $3,000, $4,000 or something. Should be going to accumulation with for road maintenance. But sometime it might be used in different areas. That parkway down there by Babcock Street, or what I'm talking about there, it kind of eats up maybe $10, $11 million. from the kitty, because the money was, I guess, missing in action type of deal. But this is one of the thing, the road bond, we're having some situation going on with it presently because the costs has inflated, because asphalt used to be maybe $90, $90 a ton or so. Nowadays it's about 135, 136 a ton. So right away we have quite a bit of increase, of different time and different scenario. So no, even the road bond 150 million probably not going to be sufficient to finish the 5-year project that was a table that was set up to go. Yes, sir.
Yes, thank you, sir, for your answers. Um, Yes, so I thank you so much for your answers, sir, and hopefully we had answered all the questions. Again, Pombe, reminder that you need to submit your questions to me for the debates on the 23rd of this month ahead of time. There will be no live questions taken. Everything will be ironed out prior to the debates, so that way we can sort through the questions, so we don't have repetitious questions being asked during that 1 hour show. So we're going to start on time and hopefully finish on time if everything goes smoothly. And so we'll have a special moderator coming in for the event, and we'll have a singer coming in to do the national anthem for us. So everything is arranged. It's going to be a good program. Please join us. Next week, Wednesday night, we will have Mr. Phil Moore um, in the studio to do his interview. And again, prior to that, we will have a repeat of Mr. Filberto's interview from 2020 that will be shown prior to the interview of Mr. Moore. So please, again, submit your questions for the debate ahead of time. And Ms. Marcia asked, how do I submit your questions? You're going to send them to this email address. Send the questions for the candidates to palmbaylive@gmail.com. Send them to that email address, and I will get them. And if it's for Mr. Fillmore for next week, go ahead and make sure you state that in your email, that the questions for Mr. Fillmore. And if you need them for the debates, state that as well, that you need the questions for the debates. Okay? So again, get your questions in ahead of time, please. There will be no live questions taken during the debates. There will be questions taken next week for Mr. Fillmore, but not during the debates. Let's see. We have a thank you here. You're welcome, Ms. Crystal. And everyone, you're welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you for taking your time. Please spread the word, spread the love. Let folks know about these interviews that's happening. I want to see more involvement from the community next week. Let's see if we can strive to get at least 50 folks on this live session next week, Wednesday night. Okay, so tell your neighbors. Pat them on the back and say, hey, do you know about the special election? This guy's running these interviews and he's trying to do the community a favor so you guys can meet the candidates, etc. So please spread the love. Let folks know about them. A lot of work goes into this behind the scenes for me, putting up flyers, etc. So message everyone and let them know what's going on. All right. So please, and thank you so much for showing up tonight. And again, love you guys. This is why I do it. I started this show in 2020 because of what happened with the pandemic, and I've continued it. And I've gotten a lot of support from the council, from the city manager, and we have interviewed a lot of folks on here. We have interviewed judges. We have interviewed attorneys running for judgeships. We have, I have great deal of now mileage on this program, and a lot of support from the wider community of Brevard County, and I appreciate everything that's happening. Thank you again, everyone, and we will talk soon. So see you next week, Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. And I'm just going to run that commercial one more time for you so you're reminded about the interview that's happening and the debates that's happening. Thank you, Mr. Alfie.
Well, if you give me a minute.
Yeah, oh yes, sir. I do need to give you a minute. I thank you for reminding me. I'm going to allow Mr. Alfie to close off by giving his rendition of exactly why he's running for the city council and why he needs your vote. So give me a second. I thank you for reminding me about that.
It's okay. That's what we are here for teamwork. Yeah, I am Alfie, Alfred Agari, in the city for a long time. I got some ideas. I've been a business person in the city, a business leader in my eyes. So, I just think to myself that with my 26 years of business experience, I am running for this position to assist the present council and mayor to make good business decision to elevate our city to a higher standard. And that is my dream and goal because I'm very concerned for our citizens and the children of today will be the men and women tomorrow. The other thing I'm very concerned about is the well-being of the veterans, the well-being of the elderly citizen, the underserved citizen, and that's what I mentioned before is that it's hard to have citizens, especially people who come and voice their opinion and just turn their back on them. I think they are unserved. We got to focus on the educational opportunity for our children. We got to ensure workers' rights. Presently, we have probably 3 or 4 employees from the growth management department at quit for some reason or another. I don't know what it is. And we just have the director from the public work department. He had make a great presentation last Thursday about the road bond and the progress of the road and everything. And I called Monday or Tuesday to make an appointment because I'm running for the council seat number 5. I actually calling all the directors to have a talk with them to have a little better idea what's going on in the department. And he left. He's not working with the city no more. So, as I said, working, ensuring workers' rights, working towards economic stability. We have to get our thing stable at some point that citizens can look forward for tomorrow. The other thing is the safety and the safety of our environment. We have to think about our environment. We have to support the faith-based organizations in our city. Whatever faith you have, we have to really support it and listen to your concern. What are you concerned? You put it on the board. That's fine. And the last or not the least is to respect the constitutional rights of our citizen. And I'm Alfie Agari, and I'm running for seat number 5 in the council of the city of Palm Bay, and I'm seeking the citizen support to try to elevate the city to a higher standard. Good night, and thank you for your time, and I hope you go out on March 8th and do the right thing, make the right decision, vote for Alfie. Thank you very much. Good night.
Thank you, Mr. Alfie. Thank you for having to come on with me to spend an hour with me tonight. And actually, you spent more than an hour. You've been with me now since 7:30, checking mics and camera and everything, and making sure everything works right. So again, Palm Bay, please spread the love. Please spread the love. Let folks know about these interviews, these debates that's happening right now on Palm Bay Live. Please spread the love. We want a good turnout on the 23rd of this month. We need a good turnout. We need folks to hear from the candidates. We need so you can make an informed decision on the 8th of March. This is why I'm doing it, to help you guys make that decision. When you get into that poll booth, you'll know exactly what to do. So please spread the love. And I want to say God bless you. And have a good night. Please watch these commercials again. I'm going to run them again for a second for those who have not seen them. That way you can be informed. Have a good night, Palm Bay. Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Alfie.
you. Good night, Mr. Kevin. Good night, sir. Good night.
Good night. Please join us on February 2nd, 9th, and 16th for a round of Palm Bay Live interviews for the upcoming special election on March 8th. And join us on February 23rd at 8 p.m. for the final debate, the debate that will set the stage for the March 8th election. Come hear what the candidates have to say. Join us, won't you?